Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in. My name is Shauna and this is World of Washaba, where I talk about my journey homeschooling my two sets of twins. I have 5-year-old twins that are about to be 6 in June, which is only a couple days away, and I have 7-year-old twins that are about to be 8 in July. And this video is going to be about what we are using for our 2020-2021 school year, which we will be starting on August 3rd. That is a Monday. Before I show you what we're going to be using, I just want to say, are you enjoying the background, this messy background? I was going to clean it up before the video, but then I thought, you know what, let's just be real. This is what it looks like. This is my life right now, and maybe it'll make one of you feel better about your space, or I don't know, if you struggle with clutter. And it's like they come in like little tornadoes. I actually call them my twinados. And I'm like, I just clean this up and I turn around and it's like this again. And yes, we work on them picking up after themselves, but it's a process, especially with the ages that they are. So I'm just leaving it as is. I hope you can appreciate that. Also, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. That helps me to be seen by other people who are looking for this type of homeschool content, and I would really appreciate that. Let's jump into what we will be using for this upcoming school year. Starting out with writing, I've said in previous videos that we always teach cursive first, and I will put a link to the video here. I'm using Script and Scribe program through Half a 100 Acre Wood. I love it. The littles are just going to be doing 1 page a day where they are writing the letter. When they're done with that, they might redo this book if they still need to either copy trace or write their own of the letter. We'll just kind of see how they are when they get to that point. The next phase is the letter connector. That's what they'll move on to next. And it's basically what it says. It's connecting letters. So you're learning how to do that. And then towards the end, there is copywork. After that, they will move on to this book, which is what my older twins will be starting. This is Hymns and History. They have a couple choices. This is the one that we chose. And they're basically copying hymns. And this is my daughter's, and I love her cursive. They have only been doing writing work for a year. So I have to say I'm very impressed. The next thing that we are going to be using is our Math with Master Books. I have level 1, level 2. I love Master Books. I absolutely love it. It's very gentle. And by that, I mean there's not a lot of busy work. There's not a ton of copy work. If you need more than what the book has, you can stay on that topic. And I believe they're also coming out with some additional pages you can use if your child needs like some extra practice in something. I also love that it applies to life, and I think that that's what I was missing when I was younger. I loved school and I got good grades, but I always wondered why? Why am I learning this? Why do I care about addition? Why do I care about these things? Whatever am I going to be using this for? With Master Books, you're reading a story prior to the lesson that explains exactly why you need to learn what you're about to learn. So it answers that question before it even becomes a question. And I think that that is one of the key components that I was missing when I was younger and learning math. And I see a lot of myself in my kids with math. And so hopefully that will help them. The next thing is one of the core programs we will be using is Gather Round by Rebecca Spooner. I don't have it with me because it's being printed. And she has a unit study based approach to homeschooling, which I think my kids are just going to love. My kids do very well with immersion type things, hands-on activities. Let's do things, let's get outside and learn. And our first unit is going to be North American birds, but it's not going to be just about birds. Under the subject of birds, we will be learning history, geography, language arts, social studies, art, poetry, Bible, all of these things under this one subject. And the unit studies are meant to last 4 to 5 weeks, but we are going to be making them last about 6 weeks, and then we'll choose another one. And you can choose whichever one you want to do next. You don't have to do them in the order that she created them, which is really great, because if you see that your kids are starting to really love and be interested in space, you can do that one. Or if you know they love ocean creatures, we can do that one. Or if they're interested in a certain continent, we can do that one. So the content that I read to them will be the same. Their personal workbooks are the ones that are going to be at a different level. And Rebecca has workbooks ranging from a pre-reader all the way up to high school. So you're doing a different level of difficulty depending on the book that you have, the workbook, not by the information that I'm giving you. And there's a whole bunch of rabbit trails and books that we're going to read alongside with that, and documentaries and places that we're going to go that I think the kids are going to have a blast with. The next program that we will be using is Bravewriter by Julie Bogart. And I have to say, I have been obsessed with Julie for years now. I've probably listened to every single one of her podcasts, a couple of them multiple times. She's on YouTube. She has a book called The Brave Learner. I highly recommend her, especially if you're a new homeschooling mom and you're really trying to kind of understand that you don't have to parallel public school in order for your kids to learn. The way she approaches learning is, again, like I said earlier, very hands-on, very experience-led. And I know that I've said in previous videos, we love Logic of English, which is the language program that we had used prior to this coming year. But I have really, really wanted to switch over to Bravewriter for a while. So we're going to go ahead and do that this year and try it out and see what we think. Now, the way Julie has it set up is we're going to be doing the Wand, which is a 10-month program. And you're learning language arts and writing skills through the books that you're actually reading. So again, there's that application. Why are we learning these things? Kind of like with math. If we're just learning all the rules first, it's really hard to understand why we're learning it. When will we use this? Same with writing. You can learn all the spelling rules and you can learn all of the grammar rules, but it's really hard to understand why. With her program, you're reading a book and you're taking a passage from that book and you're dissecting it and you're finding out, why is there a comma here? What does this word mean? Can we find the simple sentence in this paragraph? So you're using the things that you're reading, and I just love it. If you want more information, I highly recommend that you check out her podcast, her YouTube video, her website, and I will keep you updated with videos on how the process is going. So that is the Wand that I showed you. We're also doing her program, Jot It Down, and this is the tracker that you can get with it. This is a year-long, 10 monthly writing projects, and this is just, again, very hands-on for them and different ways to look at writing. My kids love projects, so I think they'll be really, really excited about this. And yes, this is a 10 months, and the Wand is 10 months, and Gather Round can be a year program in 4 to 5 month increments. That seems like a lot, but that doesn't mean that we have to do all of it every day or that we have to complete all of it. We could do a unit of Gather Round and then the next 6 weeks focus on Bravewriter, or we could do a couple days of Gather Round and then a couple days of Bravewriter, or try to do both at the same time. We don't have to do all 10 of the writing projects. We could do maybe 5 or even 2. And one of the things that Julie says is, even if the child doesn't complete the project, there was still so much learning in the process. And so I have to keep reminding myself of that, is that my kids are learning every single day through the process, through the journey of homeschooling. Just because we don't finish the last page of every book doesn't mean, oh great, my kid didn't learn anything. And I feel like that is the mentality that I'm really trying to cut myself away from, because it's just how I feel sometimes. Like, oh, we didn't finish the math book. Oh great, they don't know anything, you know? And obviously that's not the case. The next thing is our habit training. And this is a Charlotte Mason program. there's a list of habits in here, maybe close to 30 or something, and you take one habit that you want your kids to work on, and you work on that for 6 to 8 weeks. And you do about 1 to 2 lessons a week. They're very simple. Could be a paragraph with a question at the end, a poem, a short story, a Bible verse, how that relates to the habit that you're working on. And the other days of the week that you're not doing a lesson, you just really focus on that habit at the end. You should have not a mastery, but a really great foundation, and then you can move on to the next habit that you want to work on. I'm very excited to use this. We have had it for a couple years, but I've never committed to using it consistently. We've kind of gone in and out, and I'm committing to it this year, and we will be able to get, I want to say, 7 habits down, because we're breaking our year up to do the year-long homeschool. For our Bible work, we are streamlining and we're going straight to the Bible. And this is my daughter's Bible. I think she took mine, so I'm using hers for the video. We are going to be using these sheets that I got from Teachers Pay Teacher, and we're going to try to match it to the habit that we're going to be using through the laying down the rails. And basically take a scripture a day, find it in our Bible, which I think is very important for kids to learn how to do, is to find where the different books of the Bible are, highlight it, talk about it, get out our commentary if we need to. And I just want them to know that God's word is enough. All the other things are supplementary. The devotions, the Bible curriculums, the gratitudes, the journals, all of these things, those are great things to have, and they can really add value and beauty to your study time in the Bible. But I really want my kids to know that the necessity, the thing that they need is the Bible. Everything else is just a complement to it, if that makes sense. Last but not least, we are going to be doing tons of read-alouds and lots of games. We've been incorporating games into our homeschool for the past couple months, and it has changed everything. There is something about watching your kids learn strategy, logic, and critical thinking skills through games that you cannot get from anything else, and it is absolutely amazing. We've started out with really easy games, and now we're up to very difficult games that even my 5-year-olds are able to play. And it blows my mind to watch how quick they are now, when I had to kind of step by step help them through a game in the very beginning. And now they are just doing it on their own and beating me, and their skills are they're just amazing. And that is what we will be using for the 2020-2021 school year. Sorry, that's so hard to say. If you found any of this interesting, let me know in the comments if you're using something, or if you want to know more about anything that I showed you, leave me a comment. I will also put the link in the comments below so that you can check these programs and curriculums out for yourself. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will chat with you next time. Bye.